What you got there?
Got some hamachi, got some hamachi.
Oh shit.
Should we just do the intro?
Peruvian cuisine blends ancient indigenous techniques combined with global influences from Spanish, Chinese, and African immigrants. Peruvian cuisine is known for seafood and citrus-heavy dishes such as ceviche. Ceviche is a well-known centuries-old Peruvian dish that consists of raw fish marinated in acidic ingredients. Ceviche extended back to 3,500 to 1800 BC, where people consumed raw fish with chili and salt. Other civilizations later marinated seafood with fermented juice from local banana passion fruit. Eventually, the Inca Empire used chicha, which is an Andean fermented beverage, to cook fish without heat. Acetic acid from limes or fermented liquids denatures fish, which lowers the pH and breaks hydrogen bonds within protein molecules of the fish. Peruvian cuisine also involves ingredients such as ají or ají peppers and potatoes. These are common ingredients in Peruvian cuisine. Kinilaw is a traditional Filipino technique which involves seafood or meat that is marinated in vinegar, which is the primary acid and citrus juices.
The inspiration behind this dish came from a time where I, Brian, ate at Nobu and tried Peruvian cuisine for the first time. I also had Kinilaw at a new Filipino restaurant named Carabao in Napa, which tasted very good. In the end, I wanted to combine my experiences and inspirations from two of my favorite restaurants and put them in this dish. The upcoming footage is me prepping all of the ingredients before going to Jaden's house. So, to start things off, I quickly just wanted to show the knife that I'm using for this video. This is a 210mm Gyoto Konosuke GS Plus and a Kai chestnut handle. It's a very nice knife but has a very high maintenance to it. To start, I'm going to be making a pickled red onion fluid gel that will go on top of the fish and provide acidity. I began by cutting 2 red onions, then added 250 grams of vinegar, 250 grams of water, 12 grams of sugar, and 18 grams of salt. I added this mixture to a pot and let it sit to a boil, and then I added the pickling brine to my red onions, and I'm going to let it sit in the fridge until it's ready. Next, I'm going to be making a parsley herb oil. I'm going to use 80 grams of flat leaf parsley and 150 grams of a neutral oil. I used grapeseed oil. I'm going to blanch the parsley next. Doing this will make the herb oil more vibrant. So to blanch, I boil the parsley for about 15 seconds. Then I cool it down in ice cold water so that it shocks the leaf. Then I dry it to make sure there's no water left at all. I transfer it to a blender along with the oil and blend it at a high speed until the mixture reaches about 60 degrees Celsius. Afterwards, I transferred the contents in a sieve lined with kitchen towels and then transferred that to the refrigerator and let it sit until all the oil is drained. So the next morning, I poured the liquid content of the red onions and then added 5 grams of agar powder. I brought this to a boil until all the agar powder is dissolved and then transferred it to a container. This is the parsley oil. I'm super proud of this and I transferred it straight into a jar and then into the fridge.
Alright, this is Jaden and we were at my house. We picked these limes straight off the tree and we are squeezing out the juice that we will use for the ají leche de tigre. Next, we are going to salt sweat the hamachi that we picked out at the store. Doing this will draw out excess moisture through osmosis and will make the fish more firm. We're going to use jalapeno as garnish. Brian's using the mandolin here, and please be careful if you do. And then we're going to remove the seeds from the jalapeno slices as we do not want it to be too spicy.
Now we are making the ají leche de tigre. I cut 1 red onion and 4 cloves of garlic. To a bowl, I'm adding about 90 grams of ají amarillo, and I'm going to be adding more eventually since this recipe was R&D'd, and I'm going to be using about 170 grams of neutral oil. Now to the blender, I will be adding the red onion, garlic, ají amarillo, and all the lime juice from earlier, which was about 10 limes. I'm going to add cumin, salt, and pepper, and then blend this mixture at a high speed. I'm going to slowly drizzle in oil as the contents blend to make sure everything will combine and emulsify well. I transfer the contents into a sieve to remove excess chunks, just so the sauce will be smooth. This base tasted very acidic, so during this process I had to add more aji amarillo, salt, and pepper to add more bitter notes and balance the flavors out a little. In the end, I really enjoyed how the leche de tigre turned out. I liked the deep orange color, and it had a really good acidic but also spicy taste to it.
Next, we will blend the gelatinized pickled red onion liquid. I cut this into squares just so it incorporates into the blender easier. If you're wondering what agar powder is, it's basically a plant-based gelatin substitute from red algae seaweed. Agar powder is more firm than gelatin and activates in boiling water. We blended the cubes, but then had a problem since the cubes weren't being blended properly, so we switched to an immersion blender. This blended very nice and smooth, and we are happy with how the gel turned out. We are making a calamansi vinaigrette to drizzle onto the fish. So first we added 9 grams of yuzu kosho to the bowl, and then we combined 40 grams of calamansi vinegar and 50 grams of extra virgin olive oil, along with a pinch of salt. We combined the acidic ingredients first along with the yuzu kosho and then drizzled the olive oil slowly while whisking vigorously to emulsify and incorporate everything. The vinaigrette tasted very good and added a vibrant flavor to the dish.
Next, we're preparing chilled oranges as a garnish. These will provide a sweet flavor that will balance out the acidity in the entire dish. Here, I'm supreming oranges. Basically, I'm cutting off the orange skins, and then I'm cutting sort of at a 45-degree angle to cut each individual orange slice. Then I'm going to be placing these slices into an ice bath where they will become chilled. These are the microgreens that I grew at home. On the left are daikon radish microgreens, and on the right are wasabi mustard microgreens. These took about 10 days to fully grow, and they tasted spicy, but also very nice. Here we shocked the microgreens so at the same time it is washed and also locked to its color, and that it will be nice and crunchy once bitten into. We dried them on paper towels afterwards so that it wouldn't wilt as we plate. These are the microgreens. They are beautiful as a garnish on any plate. Now lastly, all we have to do is prepare the fish. First, we're going to wash the fish in ice cold water to remove all the salt on the outside. Then, gently pat dry to remove all the moisture. Hamachi is very fatty and delicate, so it's important to be gentle with it. Here, we're slicing the hamachi into widths of about 1 centimeter. I wanted the slice to be pretty thick so that the ratio of the hamachi to sauce would not be overwhelming. The hamachi tasted super good and was very fresh. If you're wanting to buy fish for sashimi, please make sure your fish was flash frozen at sea or at least sashimi grade. Now that we are done with our mise en place, we can finally plate. Plating this was super fun. First, we placed the fish onto the plate, then we drizzled the calamansi vinaigrette, then we poured the leche de tigre and parsley oil at the same time. Then we piped dots of the pickled red onion gel, and then we garnished our jalapeno. We placed the chilled oranges, and then lastly, we placed the microgreens on top. This is the final plate. Please let us know if you like this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. YouTube! So we got some otoro. Oh my god, wait, nah, we're still eating it. Basically, otoro is like the fattiest part of the bluefin tuna. We're gonna be eating it for the first time. Let's go. Otoro, bluefin tuna. Cheers. Oh my gosh.
So fatty.
Wow.
It's a good fatty.
Wow.
Wow.
Alright, let's try it with the yuzu kosho.
Smells, ew.
Alright, so this is bluefin tuna otoro with the yuzu kosho.
Yo, that's so strong. Oh, I gotta get less next time.
Oh, that's spicy.
I got a lot.
Pea. I feel like a
about
pea.
immigration policy, what we should do about it in the future, border control, all the rest. All I ask and like to remind people is ultimately who is doing the cooking in this country now, who has been doing it for some time.